Hey, today I'm sharing with you what I eat in a day, totally keto style, and I am actually sharing what I ate yesterday because I literally don't remember what I eat past like yesterday. In addition to a bunch of extra things that I'm adding in just to help you along with your keto meal planning, so stay tuned. You all have been asking super politely if I could make another one of these keto what I eat in a day segments. I haven't done this in a really long time, over a year. I couldn't believe it. And I wish I had like beautiful plates to show you, like, ooh, look what I'm about to eat. It's so great. Aren't you jealous? But my lighting setup is really intense now. So I would have to like take it down, put it up throughout the day and make my meals. And that's just crazy town. Plus my hair won't look this good all day. So without further ado, let's start with breakfast because that's where the party starts. With the foods. Now, to give you a structure of my day, usually breakfast is around 9ish, but if I'm going to yoga in the morning, which I usually do, then I'll have my breakfast around 11 o'clock. Breakfast is usually a rocket fuel latte or a keto milkshake. Sometimes I have solid food in the morning. It totally depends on how I'm feeling. For the rocket fuel latte, it's really my version of a bulletproof coffee. I found that I didn't feel so good on bulletproof coffees. They made me feel really bad, actually. I'll include a link up here and also down below for my experience on bulletproof coffees, as well as sharing the rocket fuel latte recipe with you in full up here and also down below. You just click that link. Go check out the recipe. Something I've been adding to my rocket fuel lattes lately, and it's been blowing my mind, is this Ellendale Coconut Infusions coconut oil. So the deal with this is that it's non-GMO, organic, vegan, dairy-free. It's made with coconut oil. Oh my gosh, it smells so much like butter. It tastes so much like butter. It is good stuff. This is my last jar. I'm so upset that this is my last jar. It says USD organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan. So if you're wondering like what is the flavor behind the butter, it's made from purified organic sunflower oil, a mixture of palm oils, a little bit of cane sugar, and don't worry, there are no carbs in this, there's no sugars, it's not sweet at all. And various plant sources, like I said, it's vegan, it's dairy-free, it's great. It's so good. So I add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of this goodness into my rocket fuel latte, which has a base of herbal tea. You could also use black tea, green tea, any type of tea, or decaf coffee, regular coffee, whatever you'd like. I add in Manitoba Harvest hemp hearts, some collagen, some cacao butter, some Now Food stevia, because it's literally the only stevia I can have that doesn't taste like metal. You blend it all up, you drink it, you're good to go. For the keto milkshake, I'll include the full recipe for the keto milkshake down below. Just go there and it'll have it all written out for you. So that's breakfast, and lunch will usually come about 4 hours after my rocket fuel latte. If I've really pumped up my milkshake, like there's so much fat in that, it'll usually keep me full until dinner, so I'll skip lunch or have like a super light lunch. So lunch when I'm at home, what I love to do, I never forget doing this because it's so much a part of my life, is I'll cook up a bunch of meat, any sort of protein, usually high fat protein. So that would be ground chicken, which I cook in a ton of coconut oil. I'll do ground pork, regular ground beef. Those 3 are the least expensive things. I really like it. I can get them organic and grass-fed and corn-free and soy-free and pasture-raised without having to spend too much money because it's ground and it's cheaper. So we like that. I'll put them all in containers and put them in the freezer. And then in the morning, when I wake up, the first thing I do is take out 1 or 2 of the proteins, put it on the counter. Sometimes Kevin even does it for me because he loves me that much. He'll do it before he leaves for work. So that way it's perfectly defrosted for lunch. So I put it in a bowl with greens of some sort. Usually that's spinach or romaine or baby gem lettuce. I had a bunch of lettuce in my garden, but there was a hailstorm and I lost all of it, but I saw it the other day and it's growing back, so that is awesome. And then I'll do some sort of dressing, which is usually just apple cider vinegar and a ton of oil and some sort of whole food source of fat. So my favorite thing right now, guys, it's so good, and I brought it in here because I had to share it with you. Manitoba Harvest hemp heart toppers. If you're like, top of what? This is crazy. What is this? So hemp heart toppers is a great little thing that Manitoba Harvest just launched. It adds flavor to your meal because it's a combination of a bunch of different spices, as well as adds hemp hearts. Because a lot of the times I tell people like, hemp hearts, so great, you can add them on anything. And they say, yeah, well, they just don't taste like anything. Now they do. And this chipotle onion garlic flavor has a variety of different spices, including chipotle powder, onion powder, roasted garlic, cumin powder, and sea salt. And it's a total carbohydrates of 5 grams with net carbs being 1 gram. And that's for 4 tablespoons, which is 35 grams. So usually on my salad, I don't know, I kind of just like sprinkle it on. So like maybe that's 2 tablespoons. The spices from this add flavor where I don't need to. And then in addition to the hemp heart toppers, I'll also do vegetables, extra vegetables. I'm really into grated vegetables right now. I can't get enough of them. So that's like grated celery or grated cucumber or grated like leftover cauliflower. And I'll put that in the salad. It just soaks up so much of the goodness from the salad. It's so good. So that was kind of lunch. Now for dinner's a little bit different. If I go to yoga in the evening, Kevin and I are usually home around the same time. So it's really nice just to sit down, enjoy each other's company. And I find the best way to do that is to have food at the table. So Kevin is doing not so much the keto thing right now. So I have to make sure that his meal is a lot less fat than my meal. So usually what I like to do is stick with the same type of protein. So for example, last night we had salmon and his salmon didn't have skin and my salmon did. And I cooked 6 bacon strips beforehand, put them, like crumbled them up, put them on a plate, kept the bacon grease in the pan. And then when I cooked the salmon, just put it in the bacon grease and it was perfect. And then for Kevin's, I just cooked his with a little bit of avocado oil, put it on a plate, surrounded it with spinach, a little bit of olive oil, and red peppers and mushrooms. And then for my side, I mashed up a bunch of boiled cauliflower and added in the bacon grease and all the cooking grease that I had used for the salmon. I put the crumbled bacon pieces on and then drizzled everything in white truffle olive oil. Oh man, it was good. It was so good. So usually my recipe for dinners is keep with the same protein, add vegetables that are really easy to prepare. If Kevin wanted that cauliflower dish, which he didn't that night, I would have just mashed it up and put it on his plate before I added all the bacon and things on mine. So it's really easy to keep things separate while also not spending oodles of time in the kitchen because seriously, I ain't got time to make 2 dinners that take an hour each. Now, if we're gonna be sitting at the TV or I get a little bit snacky and we're like hanging out and I'm reading and he's doing his stuff, I always wait to eat my fat bombs then because they're so convenient, and by the end of the day I'm super tired and I don't feel like making anything else. So I will usually make a fat bomb on the spot. I don't like to have a bunch of fat bombs in the freezer because I find that I eat them instead of eating actual food, and I'll go all day having realized that I ate fat bombs all day instead of having like an actual meal. So my go-to fat bomb that only takes like 5 minutes to put together and freeze is coconut oil, coconut butter, and I melt that. I add some chocolate powder, cacao powder, and then a little bit of stevia, and I press it out on a silicone baking sheet because it freezes way quicker that way. And then I put it in the freezer for like 3 minutes and then it hardens and I'll eat that. Sometimes I'll sprinkle a little bit of salt after so that it's like crunchy and good. And if I don't want to do coconut, then I'll use a base of cacao butter and tahini. So they freeze just as quickly. Sometimes I'll put like toasted coconut in there, but I usually try to keep it pretty simple. I hope that some of those tips were helpful for you. And there's 3 things that you can do right now. The first is if you're like, oh man, like I can't even think about how to prepare meals and this is so overwhelming to me, and you want to try keto or you have been keto or you're wanting to incorporate a carb up practice and you're not really sure how to do that without going totally overboard, I created a meal plan subscription program called Balanced Keto. I'll include a link up here and also down below. Once you sign up, a meal plan will be delivered to your inbox every Tuesday, same time, with a shopping list, all the recipes, everything you need for the week for one person. And if there are 2 people that you're feeding, all you got to do is double it. If there's 3 people that you're feeding, all you got to do is triple it. And the second thing you can do is that I created a free guide for this video. It's the transcript and everything you need, all the links and recipes that I talked about today. I'll include a link up here and also down below this video. All you got to do is go to that blog post, scroll down, find the pink button, enter your information, and you'll get the guide. And it also includes a bunch of exclusive notes and rounds up everything really nicely. And the last and final thing is you should subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos every week. Sometimes there's even 2 or 3 in a week because I love making videos. It's kind of my thing. I really like it. And I made this video once, like in its entirety, without turning on my microphone. So I hope I didn't miss anything because the first video was really awesome. So I hope that I got everything that I talked about last. So I will see you guys next week. Okay, bye.